Welcome to Education Forward, our weekly program dedicated to exploring the evolving landscape of learning. Today, we're diving into a particularly current and compelling question. Should students be allowed to use ChatGPT for schoolwork? This topic has ignited passionate debate among educators, parents, and students alike, given the rapid advancements in AI technology. To help us navigate this complex issue, we have two distinguished guests. Mr. Evans, a high school teacher who champions the integration of tools like ChatGPT in education, and Dr. Lee, a university researcher specializing in academic integrity and educational psychology, who holds significant concerns. We'll begin with opening statements, followed by a moderated discussion, and conclude with closing remarks. Mr. Evans, you have the floor first.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here to discuss such a pivotal development in education. I firmly believe that ChatGPT and AI tools like it represent a significant opportunity to enhance, not hinder, the educational journey of our students. Imagine a scenario where every student has access to a personalized tutor available 24/7. ChatGPT can fulfill this role to a remarkable extent. It can provide instant feedback on their writing, explain complex concepts in various ways until understanding is achieved, and answer questions that might otherwise go unasked in a busy classroom. This isn't about replacing teachers, it's about augmenting our capabilities and providing students with powerful support mechanisms. Furthermore, consider its potential for fostering creativity and overcoming common hurdles like writer's block. Students can use ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas, explore different perspectives on a topic, or even generate initial drafts that they can then refine and build upon. This process encourages them to think critically about the information presented and to develop their own unique voice. Learning to interact with, prompt, and critically evaluate the output of AI systems is rapidly becoming an essential skill for the modern workforce. By integrating these tools into our curriculum responsibly, we're not just preparing students for exams, we're equipping them for the future. Of course, concerns about misuse, such as plagiarism, are valid, but these are not insurmountable. With clear ethical guidelines, robust teacher training, and intelligently designed assignments that focus on process and critical engagement rather than just the final product, we can mitigate these risks effectively. We can teach students to cite AI assistance appropriately, just as they cite other sources. Moreover, ChatGPT can be a great equalizer, helping to personalize learning and cater to diverse learning paces and styles. Students who struggle with traditional methods or need extra support can find a patient and tireless assistant in ChatGPT, allowing them to build confidence and master material at their own speed. To deny them access to such a transformative tool, based on fear rather than a forward-thinking strategy, would be a disservice to their potential and their future. It's about harnessing its power for good, fostering a new kind of literacy that will be indispensable in the years to come.
Thank you, Sarah and Mr. Evans, for your perspective. While I appreciate the optimism, I must introduce a strong note of caution. The integration of tools like ChatGPT into schoolwork, in my view, poses substantial risks to genuine learning and the very foundations of academic integrity. My primary concern is the potential for an over-reliance on AI, which could lead to a significant decline in students' critical thinking and problem-solving abilities. If students can simply prompt an AI to generate essays, solve math problems, or summarize complex texts, where is the struggle? Where is the deep cognitive engagement that fosters true understanding and skill development? Learning is often an effortful process. It's through grappling with difficult material that students build neural pathways and develop resilience. ChatGPT, if used improperly, can become a shortcut that bypasses this essential intellectual labor. Then there's the unavoidable issue of plagiarism. While Mr. Evans suggests guidelines, the reality is that detecting AI-generated content with complete accuracy is incredibly challenging. The temptation for students to submit work that is not their own will be immense, potentially leading to an environment where academic dishonesty becomes normalized. This isn't just about catching cheaters. It's about ensuring that the work submitted reflects the student's own learning and capabilities. Furthermore, students may use ChatGPT to focus solely on achieving the desired output, a completed assignment, rather than engaging with the learning process itself. The nuance, the exploration, the trial and error that are so crucial for deep learning could be lost if the emphasis shifts to merely prompting an AI for an answer. We must also consider the reliability and potential biases of AI-generated content. ChatGPT, for all its sophistication, can produce inaccurate information or hallucinations, and its responses are shaped by the vast data sets it was trained on, which may contain inherent biases. Are students, particularly at younger ages, equipped to critically discern these inaccuracies or biases without a strong foundational knowledge base of their own? I believe it's paramount that we prioritize the development of fundamental writing, research, and analytical skills without the crutch of AI. Once these skills are firmly established, then perhaps we can explore how AI tools can complement them, but not replace their development. To introduce such powerful tools before students have mastered the basics is, in my opinion, putting the cart before the horse, and could have long-lasting detrimental effects on their intellectual development. We need to cultivate independent thinkers, not just proficient AI prompters.
Thank you both for those compelling opening statements. Dr. Lee, you raised significant concerns about the erosion of critical thinking. Mr. Evans, how can we ensure students are still developing these vital skills if they're using ChatGPT to generate ideas or even initial drafts of text?
That's a crucial question, Sarah, and one we must address thoughtfully. I see ChatGPT not as an oracle that provides final answers, but as a sophisticated sounding board or an initial research assistant. The key lies in how educators design assignments and guide students. For instance, an assignment might require students to use ChatGPT to generate 3 different arguments for a particular viewpoint. Then, the student's task would be to critically evaluate these AI-generated arguments, identify their strengths and weaknesses, fact-check the information, and synthesize them into a more nuanced original piece, perhaps even arguing against the AI's initial points. This approach shifts the focus from rote memorization or basic composition to higher-order thinking skills, analysis, synthesis, critical evaluation, and ethical consideration of AI-provided information. They learn to question, to verify, and to build upon, rather than simply copy. It becomes a tool for intellectual leverage, prompting deeper engagement rather than shallower participation, provided the pedagogical framework is sound.
Mr. Evans, while that sounds ideal in theory, I question its practical implementation, especially in large classrooms with diverse student needs and varying levels of digital literacy among both students and teachers. Developing the skills to critically evaluate AI output effectively requires a sophisticated level of understanding that many students may not yet possess. How do we ensure they aren't just passively accepting the AI's information as gospel? There's a significant risk that what is intended as a, quote, starting point becomes the de facto final product, with minimal genuine student input or critical engagement. The allure of a quick, seemingly complete answer is powerful. Furthermore, training teachers to design and assess these nuanced assignments effectively requires substantial professional development, which is often lacking. Without it, ChatGPT could inadvertently widen, not bridge, achievement gaps. My concern remains that the cognitive load shifts from deep learning to simply managing the tool, and true critical thought is outsourced.
Interesting points from both of you. Mr. Evans, you highlighted the importance of preparing students for a future where AI is ubiquitous. Dr. Lee, if we were to significantly restrict or ban tools like ChatGPT in schools, are we not potentially disadvantaging students in the long run, failing to equip them for the technological realities they will undoubtedly face?
That's a common argument, Sarah, but I believe it frames the issue incorrectly. Foundational skills must unequivocally come first. Students need to learn how to research thoroughly, write coherently, and think critically, without the assistance of AI, before they can truly understand how to use such tools responsibly and effectively. Imagine trying to teach a child advanced calculus before they've mastered basic arithmetic. It's a similar principle. The ability to construct an argument, to synthesize information from multiple sources, and to express oneself clearly are core skills that I cannot and should not replace during their formative development. The ethical use of AI and digital literacy in general can certainly be taught as a distinct subject or integrated carefully once these foundational competencies are secure. But embedding AI into core learning assignments prematurely risks creating a dependency that undermines the very skills we aim to build. It's not about disadvantaging them. It's about ensuring they have the robust intellectual framework to navigate and command future technologies, rather than being passively led by them.
Dr. Lee, while I agree that foundational skills are vital, I believe complete avoidance or excessive restriction of tools like ChatGPT is not only unrealistic, but also a missed opportunity. These tools are already pervasive. Students are using them outside the classroom, whether we formally integrate them or not. Isn't it better to guide their use within an educational framework, teaching them ethical engagement, critical evaluation, and responsible application from the outset? To ignore its existence is to bury our heads in the sand. I draw a parallel to the introduction of calculators in mathematics. There was initial controversy, fears that students would lose basic arithmetic skills. Yet, calculators are now standard, and we've adapted by focusing math education on problem solving and conceptual understanding, using calculators as a tool, not a crutch. The key is not the tool itself, but how it's integrated into the pedagogy. Guided, ethical use allows students to learn the strengths and limitations of AI, preparing them far more effectively for their future than a prohibitive stance ever could. We can teach them to be discerning users, to understand when AI is a helpful assistant and when its output needs to be challenged or refined. This in itself is a critical skill. In closing, I reiterate my belief that ChatGPT and similar AI technologies are not threats to be feared, but powerful tools that, when wielded wisely, can significantly enhance the learning landscape. They offer pathways to personalized learning, foster creativity, and, crucially, equip our students with skills essential for navigating an increasingly AI-driven world. The path forward isn't an outright ban, but a balanced and thoughtful approach. This involves developing clear ethical guidelines, investing in comprehensive teacher training, and designing curricula that leverage AI to promote critical thinking and innovation. Let us embrace these technological advancements responsibly, empowering our educators and students to explore new frontiers of knowledge and preparing the next generation not just to adapt to the future, but to shape it. It's about fostering a partnership between human intellect and artificial intelligence for a richer, more effective educational experience.
To conclude, while the allure of technological solutions in education is strong, we must proceed with profound caution regarding the integration of tools like ChatGPT into core academic work. My primary concerns remain steadfast: the potential erosion of students' intrinsic motivation, their critical thinking capabilities, and the undeniable risks to academic integrity that these tools present. Prioritizing the development of fundamental academic skills, rigorous research, independent thought, and clear articulation must remain our educational cornerstone, unmediated by AI during these crucial developmental stages. Before we encourage widespread adoption, we urgently need more robust research into the long-term impacts of these technologies on student learning and cognitive development, alongside the establishment of clear, enforceable policies that safeguard genuine educational processes. Our goal should be to cultivate resilient, independent learners, not students who are prematurely dependent on AI for intellectual tasks. Let's ensure the foundations are solid before we build castles in the digital clouds.
Thank you both, Mr. Evans and Dr. Lee, for a truly insightful and spirited discussion on a topic that is clearly at the forefront of educational discourse. Mr. Evans has passionately argued for ChatGPT as a transformative tool for personalized learning and future readiness, emphasizing responsible integration and ethical guidelines. Dr. Lee has countered with significant concerns about the potential undermining of critical thinking, academic integrity, and the necessity of prioritizing foundational skills before widespread AI adoption. It's evident that there are no easy answers, and the path forward requires careful consideration, ongoing dialogue, and a commitment to what best serves our students' long-term intellectual and ethical development. The conversation about AI in education is far from over, but discussions like these are vital in helping us navigate its complexities. Thank you to our listeners for joining us on Education